What's up, guys? Today I want to share with you just a quick little excerpt from the Lex Friedman podcast. It's a great podcast. You guys should go check it out. He has amazing guests and really cool stuff, real cool conversations. This video, though, was one that I originally didn't click on, wasn't interested in. It's an interview with MrBeast. If you don't know who MrBeast is, he's pretty much the biggest YouTuber of all time. He has the most views, the most watch time. I don't know about subscriber count, but he's literally the guy, okay, of the internet. And now he's quickly taken over TikTok and other platforms as well. And when somebody that big comes onto a podcast and kind of lets you see inside their mind, I think it's a wise thing to listen to it. I'm not a consumer of his content. I looked at one of his videos. I realized I've probably never watched any of his videos. I think they're more for probably younger teenage boys, that kind of a thing. But I still realize that I should be listening to people that have reached that kind of success. And what he said here is so interesting and I think so powerful that it really has mirrored my sort of, I'm not at his level, of course, but my level of success that I've had in my life. I realized I didn't have a clear kind of rule like he's playing out here. But I really did just do what he's doing, and it really does work. And I think for those of you that are following me or at least trying to use my advice to do well at sync licensing, this is advice you do not want to skip, okay? Just because MrBeast isn't your cup of tea, put that aside, okay? Have the wisdom, realize that this guy's going to teach you something really, really powerful right now. Let's take a listen.
Given all the wisdom you have now, if you were to give advice to somebody, or if you were to start over again, you had no money, what would be the first 10 videos you tried to make? On a new channel? I guess that's advice for a new person. And nobody knows you.
Yeah, nobody knows me. Yeah, hypothetically, I have a mask on.
And you also, I guess, don't have the wisdom.
Well, if I don't have what I have in my head, then I would say just fail. Just a lot of people get analysis paralysis, and they'll just...
If you missed that, he said just fail, okay?
Sit there, and they'll plan their first video for 3 months. And
yeah,
I'm any of you listening, if you, especially if you have 0 videos on your channel, your first video is not going to get views, period.
Substitute your first video, if you're not going to be doing YouTube, with your first sync licensing track or first album, okay? Tough love sometimes to hear this stuff, but what he's saying is absolutely true for the most part, okay?
It's not. Your first 10 are not going to get views. I can very confidently say that. So stop sitting there and thinking for months and months on end and just get to work and start uploading. All you need to do, this applies to people who have not uploaded videos but have dreams of being a YouTuber, is make 100 videos and improve something every time. Do that. And then on your 101st video, we'll start talking maybe you can get some views, but your first 100 are going to suck. There are very freak cases like Liza Koshy or Emma Chamberlain who have really good personalities and it doesn't take them as many videos. And it's just people who are 7'5" and making the NBA. Yes, there are freak cases you can find, but for the average person like us, who don't have these exceptional personalities and, backgrounds in filmmaking, just make 100 videos, improve something each time, and then talk to me on your 101st video.
Well, the improve.
That's amazing advice, okay? And the reason why I wanted to just highlight that is because I know a lot of you guys are stuck in analysis paralysis, okay? You're not thinking that first track you put together was great enough, so you scrap it and you're doing another one. Or that whole album you just put together, you're like, I don't know if that's really it. Don't think I should put that out there. I'm not really sure. And it's just this constant, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. It's a form of procrastination because you're expecting yourself to have a masterpiece right off the bat. Okay, so he's talking about YouTube videos here, but this 100% applies to sync licensing. My first tracks in this industry, guys, are close to garbage, okay? I like the riffs, I like the cool vibe I had going on back then, but the production quality was 2 out of 10. Very, very bad, low quality, not great. I, in the back of my mind, knew that, but I also knew the only way to get better is I have to just keep doing it. I have to keep putting out new music, I have to keep challenging myself, I have to keep updating my sound palette, I have to keep updating and refreshing how I produce, mix and master, listening to new tracks, new genres. I just got to keep doing this. I got to keep working. And like he said, improving one little thing every time you go to that next track. 100 tracks down the line, you are so much better, so much of a more well-rounded producer and composer and mixer and master than you were at the very start. So don't expect right off the bat, things are just going to work for you and you're going to have amazing music and you're going to get accepted right away and things are just going to start rolling. That is the expectation that usually has producers in this business burning out very quickly because they just think that it should be happening so quickly for them. But as he said, don't even talk to him until you have 101 videos out there. Then he knows you're at least serious enough about doing this as an actual legitimate job. And sometimes I feel the same way about sync licensing, that if you've been in this industry for 6 months or a year, you're about, I'd say about a year, you are about halfway into being a serious player in this industry, okay? Again, might be some tough love to hear, but if you haven't at least been cranking out consistent music, working with a library, putting in your all for about 2 years in this industry, you're not really getting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really understanding what this business really is about. The first couple of months in this industry is probably more, you're just hyped up, you're excited, you're wanting to create a bunch of music, but you can get those rejections and it has you bail out. But it's when you get into that like second year, into the third, you realize that kind of excitement is a little bit worn off, right? But now it's about the work and it's about the joy of creating something that can be used by your clients, and you can get paid. You can start seeing the money, start seeing the placements. You start seeing like the fruits of your labor kind of pouring in. But that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that you're still in love with your craft. So how would somebody on YouTube get to 101 videos if they don't love making videos? That's a big problem for a lot of people. How many YouTube channels start and stop way before 100 videos? The vast majority of them, okay? You just never heard of them because they never went viral. They never showed up on your feed. But that's actually the most people. Same thing with sync licensing. How many people jump into sync licensing, jump into Sync Academy or one of my platforms, and 2 months later, it's like crickets. Where did that guy go? Where did that girl go? Gone, right? That's sadly the most common situation in the world, is people are excited for a short period of time and then they bail out on it. So the moral of this is basically to just fail and get through your suck phase as quickly as you possibly can, because you will have a suck phase, okay? I had one, everybody has one. You got to learn how to do this stuff properly. Of course, with my services and with the coaching and guidance that I provide with all my stuff, I can hopefully shorten that timeline for you. That's really what my service is about. They're not about guaranteeing you anything. They're not about guaranteeing you success or guaranteeing you placements or income. I can't do that. All of that's out of my control. But if you follow along with somebody that's been doing this for over a decade, we can essentially have you avoid, it's mostly about just having you avoid a lot of the common mistakes. That's mostly it. Once you just weed yourself out of making sure, okay, don't do this, don't do that, make sure you don't fall into these kind of mental traps that a lot of producers can, you'll find that what's left is hard work and dedication and perseverance. So those three things will get you to wherever it is that you wanted to go in this business. But that is the challenge here of this. So I just wanted to share this with you. If you want to watch the entire video or any of his Lex's podcast, I'll put the link below. So go check it out and go give him a subscribe or a like or whatever. He's got some great stuff. So hopefully you guys found this useful or informative.